Welcome to Amaka Intellectual Factory, where I host podcasts and many other interesting stuff. Honestly, I feel weird reacting to this video because I actually like this guy. I've bought his books and learned about systems from him and how these systems are used to run the world. He says he invented the email and his arguments are pretty convincing. The man is a genius in his own right. His channel used to be one of the few YouTube channels I listened to very religiously from 2019 to 2020, and I learned a lot. I'm gonna have to not only disagree with him when he says that the white working class are being exploited by Trump, but then also warn how dangerous such teachings are. And that is because it is not true. Here's a short clip from the video I'm talking about.
All right, good evening, everyone. This is Dr.SHIVA. Ayyadurai. Today's discussion in our town hall is going to be how Trump exploits white people and the truth about South Africa. So we can go to video, Suresh. So that's what we're going to talk about. If you notice, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on, and the left has been getting perturbed at Trump, and it's getting actually very confusing for people to understand what's going on. So I want to use the recent set of events that just took place over the last 24 hours to really give you a systems perspective on how racism is actually used to divide working people, but more specifically, how the white working class in the United States is actually being exploited by Trump. Now,
this is simply not true. I would post a link to the rest of the video in my description box. Anyone interested in watching the video in its entirety is welcome to do so. Some people in the United States still don't quite appreciate the hell that President Trump prevented from being let loose on us in the United States of America. President Trump keeps bringing in many profitable businesses into the United States. Young white men have historically loved the idea of cashing in on great opportunities. And President Trump's administration is a well of endless opportunities for all Americans, regardless of your race, creed, or gender. Ideally, you would think that these young white men would be encouraged to start businesses so that they can get a piece of the big pie that President Trump has prepared for the United States. All the trillions of investments have receipts. No one can fault me on that. Encourage these young white men to start businesses, pitch to bigger companies their competence to be subcontractors and all. White men are the most animated group of people in the world. They like the hunt for wealth and success. Luckily for them, President Trump has offered them that opportunity to succeed in their hunt for wealth. It is dangerous to sell hopelessness to white men, young white men at that. It causes them to become super toxic, and then they start creating hate groups, and we start seeing news reports like this.
Lexi, thanks. Strong words from city leaders today. That's after members of a controversial nationalist group rallied and marched in Kansas City. The group is called the Patriot Front. Civil rights nonprofit, the Southern Poverty Law Center, categorizes it as a hate group. Fox 4's Jacob Sloan shares reaction from people around the city.
On Memorial Day weekend, the Liberty Memorial is decorated to honor our troops. But yesterday, more flags appeared at the memorial from ralliers. These pictures show the group with faces covered rallying at the memorial. They carry shields and a variety of flags. Some are upside-down USA flags. Some carry the Betsy Ross flag from the 1700s. Others even hold the Confederate battle flag. The SPLC calls them a white nationalist hate group that split from the group who planned the 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. That rally killed one person and injured many others. The National World War I Museum and Memorial issued a statement to Fox 4 on Sunday, saying they respect the group's right to peaceful assembly and free speech and want to be unequivocally clear that the views expressed by this group do not represent or align with our values. They continue to say they stand firmly against hatred, bigotry, and divisiveness in all forms. In a Facebook post on Saturday, Mayor Lucas also said, "While the First Amendment provides the right to bring any message to Kansas City, we know that our diversity, our welcoming community, and our respect for the rights of all reject whatever hate and cowardice come our way." It's still unclear why the group chose Kansas City for their demonstration. We reached out to KCPD to see if they received any advance notice the rally was happening. We have not heard back. Jacob Sloan, Fox 4, working for you.
I'm not advocating for young white men. I'm simply asking we be cautious about the type of things we teach in these volatile times. Many people are sensitive, and it makes them open to manipulation. That can translate to being dangerous because the harvest is truly ripe, but the laborers are few. And I would reiterate it again. It is dangerous to teach hopelessness to young white men. That is what you're teaching these young white men when you tell them that Trump exploits the white working class Americans, whether that's your intention or not. Of course, I'm all for free speech. But a lot of these so-called dissenting opinions are very subversive in nature. The Trump administration is already dealing with the aggressive obfuscation of the globalist-controlled left and their corruption. They keep upping their attacks because they are aware of the grave corruption they engaged in, especially during Obama and Biden's administrations. They know that if their corruption and weaponization of the US government were prosecuted, they would face justice to the fullest extent of the law, as our dear US Attorney General Pamela Jo Bondi would say. What up, Bundy? Pam Bundy. The Trump administration is dealing with a lot, not just internationally, but internally. Their intentions are good, and we should support our president. That's just my 2 cents. Like I said earlier, I actually like this guy, and I bought his books many years ago. But he needs to quit with this dangerous rhetoric of Trump exploiting the white working class, because that is simply not true. Trump means well. I don't agree 100% with the Trump administration, but even if I am gonna express my disagreement, it would not be subversive. Well, that's all I have to say for now. Until next time, take care of your lovely selves. And remember, life is beautiful and worth living.
Huh.